What's up, guys? Momo is here, and we have heard that the stakeholders and everyone involved in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are not having a good time because Yu-Gi-Oh! Is not bringing in new players. Now, I don't know the percentage of people who started playing the Pokemon TCG who still plays the Pokemon TCG. The same thing with Magic and Hearthstone. The online, Hearthstone can only be online. There's too much RNG in that game. But yeah, all these different games, I don't know the percentage of people who started playing who play now online. But it's definitely higher than Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel is great. It is the actual game in a simulator. It's amazing. However, there's a few things that are problems. It's not very new, like just a real life Yu-Gi-Oh! Similarities. It's not new user friendly. And it's not easy to get into. Because to make, I don't know how many gems they give you when you start out Master Duel, but I don't think you get a lot of gems going into the game, so you have to grind. There's a solo mode that kind of teaches you a little bit, but it doesn't go that in depth into it. Like the first training mode is only like 3 things. And that is just to get people, into the game quickly because it's just a tutorial. Now, I feel like they should make the tutorial a little more mandatory for people who are not winning a lot of games. Like you can't go ranked or you can't play online unless you're able to beat a certain number of computers or something like that. Something to get, the game going. Now, to have the game go from this to this, is a lot. Now, to try to get someone to be able to go from one side to the other in a short period of time, it's not going to happen. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very gatekeep kind of game, or time gatekeep, where you have to put in a lot of hours and a lot of money to be able to get anywhere in this game. What they're doing with the 25th century quarter secret rares, I like. Because it gives cards a different rarity in the set. Just like in the OCG. In the OCG, you're able to get commons, supers, ultras, OTs, secrets, ghosts, collector's rares of a lot of cards. Now, if they did that in the TCG, it would be easier for people to get into the game. Now, I saw this video it's not Card Market, but it's a European YouTube channel where they saw that on the Yu-Gi-Oh! Neuron app, Baron de Fleur is listed as an ultra and as a common. And that's not a thing. Baron de Fleur isn't a common. But what gets me thinking is, what if it was? What if all the high rarity cards, like let's take for evenly matched, Chaos Angel. We already talked about Baron. What about XL Synchro? All the cards in Wild Survivors. the high rarity cards, Visa Starfrost, this planet thing, Guiding Quem. What about Amazing Defenders with the Rescue Ace, with the Pearlies? What if all of these cards were commons, were rares, were supers in the same set they came in? Now only the high, the whales, what people call them, the whales of collectors will go for the more expensive cards. So people who are just trying to get into the game who don't have a lot of money can still play the best decks. You shouldn't gatekeep the best decks behind rarities. You should only allow that if people want to spend more money. Everyone should be allowed the same chance to get all the cards. Now, if they came common in a set and then they got in a higher rarity, that's great because everyone's able to get it. It makes collectors really value their high-end cards because it's the highest rarity of the card. It gets casuals into the game more quickly because they don't have to wait for a reprint of the next year to play a deck that's now outdated. They don't have to, what's it called? They don't have, and collectors, casuals, and competitive people. Let's say you want to be competitive but you don't have a big budget, you can make every meta deck for very cheap. Very cheap. And if you want to bling out, you can. Also, sorry guys, my child is in the office, so she will be, you will hear her in these videos. And if you're new to the channel, if you're wondering what that baby noise is. So, I think doing this is the right step. Now, look at the rarity collection. We are getting the OCG set. We don't know if it's going to be exact one-for-one port over from the OCG because, you know, Max Season is set, and a lot of cards that are in the rarity collection in Japan already got reprinted here a few times, like Nibiru, Dark Ruler No More, Dimension Shifter, Ash Blossom, the common. I think Imperm's in this set. Yeah. So, if they did that with regular sets, where every high-end card has a lower rarity printing, like Chaos Angel as a super and as a secret. Do what they did back in the day, where a rare can be an ultimate, where a super could be a secret, where an ultra could be a ghost. Like, give more cards more rarities. Because if they kind of combine all these different ways of thinking, they can fix Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, yes, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very complicated game. But it's a very complicated game because not everyone can afford all the cards to make it less complicated. You don't need to shell out $100 for 3 cards when you can shell out like $200 or $100 or $50 for an entire deck. Make the entire deck lower rarity so more people can get into it. It's I don't know, just like other card games are not that expensive, or other card games could be as expensive, or not as expensive. I don't know other card games, I just know Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm probably speaking out of my butt right now. But if you guys know other card games, tell me down below. How expensive is it to play in your world? Are you an OCG player? Do you play in the OCG? How hard is it to get cards? How easy it is to get cards? How easy is it for new players to get into the game in Japan? I feel like Japan has a much wider, larger player base than in America. And maybe even in Europe. So I feel that the way to get more players into the game is if more cards were accessible. Because a new player playing Rogue, playing a tier 3 deck, playing something that's off meta is fun, but is not going to win them games unless they have board breakers, unless they have hand traps. It makes bad decks better to play these cards, but they're in sets that are hard to get. And I just feel that if that wasn't a thing, more people can get into this game. It's just something that can happen if we let it happen. Or not us, if Konami has it happen. Like, Master Duel is great, but once you make like 2 decks, and they're high rated, like if you make heroes, you're not going to actually make a complete hero deck for a long time because everything's Ultra. Varus, Stratos, the fusions, I think Miracle Fusion may be a rare. I don't know. Just a bunch of cards are high rarity. But if they came in both rarities, it's good for the player base. Like, even take Master Duel. Have a card be rare and glossy. They're rare and royal rare. Like, you should be able to get multiple rarities of multiple cards. Like, I don't know, make a different rarity for it. Make it harder to get. But make every card easy to get. Just the high rarity of the card harder to get. Like Starlight Rares. You can get a Starlight Rare of a super. Hold on. Let me get my Blackwing deck out real quick. Let me get this deck out. This card. Dark. The Dark Charmer. Gloomy. This thing is a super, but it comes Starlight. Now, what if they did that with all the cards in the set? What if they did Supers, Ultras, and Secrets as Quarter Centuries, as Starlights, as Ultis, as high rarity collector rares? Make all the cards have multiple rarities, multiple printings, but just make it easy for everybody to get. Now, I feel like I rambled on long enough, but that's basically my entire thing. If they just give more cards, more rarities, so more people can get into the game. And make starter decks better. Just, like, the structure decks have been getting better with, like, Evenly Matched, Called by the Grave, Dark Ruler No More. If they put Nibiru, Dimension Shifter was in a structure deck. Triple Tactics Talent, Forbidden Droplets, Lightning Storms, whatever other cards are meta that people are playing that have high impact that everyone can get, so everyone can get into the game. Like what they're doing with the starter deck, the 2-player starter deck later this year, is great. It has Zeus. It's probably going to have more meta cards in it. It's amazing. Keep doing that. No one wants to wait an entire year for Megaton to come out to play a deck that's outdated. Like, and also the problem is buyers' confidence in the game all-time low, because Pirelli came out in January and got hit on the May or April or June ban list. I think it was June. May or June. I think May. Something. In the May ban list. So 4 months and a deck gets hit? That's nothing. Super Heavy Samurai. That set came out in February. The cards for that set came out in February. It got hit in May. No one wants to play that deck anymore. Some people do, but it's difficult. You just spend a lot of money on this deck, and then you get rid of it. And then people play it, and then it goes up. And then all these things happen, and it's ridiculous. So I think, guys, that more rarities of a lower variety for all cards in the set can work. The OCG does it right. So I think the TCG can follow suit. And if that happens, more people will play, more people are inclined to play. And don't just go after the boomers who play Blue Eyes and Dark Magician. Go after the new guys who play like Black Wings and Despia. Go after everybody. Make everyone feel included in every set. I mean, that's not going to happen. But collectors, casuals, and competitive people. Those are the 3 tiers of players in this game. You can't make everyone happy, but if you make a majority of them happy, who cares about the last ones that are, out? As long as casuals are in there all the time. Because you have to care about the casuals. They play more than competitive people. Or they want to spend more. Or they want to play more decks. They just have to get, more access to these cards. So that's me rambling on for as long as I have. Let me know how you feel we can fix Yu-Gi-Oh! The stakeholders can, I hope they see this video. Please share this video around so they can know how to fix the game. Right? And let everyone know what other options we have to fix this game. Are you a new player? Do you feel this game is hard to get into? What can make it easier for you? Do you need more tutorials? More people explaining how to play the game properly from the beginning? I don't know. I keep trying to make guides, but it dies too fast in my head, and it's difficult to wrap around all the concepts. I made a tree once of all the different things to cover in Yu-Gi-Oh! And it went on for pages. Like, it is difficult to try to get into the nitty-gritty of this game. But tell me how you feel about this, guys. Let me know in the comment section below. And as always, I'll catch you guys later. Peace!